Hello guys, my name is Dr. Huma Hassan and today I am giving an answer to many of the queries which is being asked to me by my students. Ma'am, what we have to do to clear this exam? I would say be very captious in your reading. Today I am explaining this with history. Now, we all know that whenever you people are trying to make sense of present, you need to go back to the past. This is how I understand history. You need to be critical, you need to be reflecting when you are looking into the past. It is just not about some events, it is not about some chronological order. When you understand history, then only you will understand present, and by having fusion of your past and present, you can predict future. So when we are understanding that how we can write original answers, how we need to understand any topic, be it history or philosophy or geography or economics, we need to use multidisciplinary approach. What is multidisciplinary approach? Multidisciplinary approach is when we are understanding any one subject, we will correlate with other disciplines. Now, non-cooperation movement, now what UPSC aspirants are doing, you people are going to see history in a very shallow manner. Now UPSC is, at least in civil services, you would see that it's not asking such questions. Then when did this happen? Definitely you should be knowing the facts, 1920, 1922. You should be knowing other facts as well. For example, here, this is something I made my notes for my students in 2021. Just understand, it is not changed even today. It is the fact, it will remain the same, right? So you would see that, okay, it was launched by Mahatma Gandhi on this date, following are the precursor of NCM, dissatisfaction with Montagu Chemp's form reforms, Rowlatt Act, massacre, Caliphate agitation. So this all we all know, and you should be knowing about this fact. And you know, this is there in your history, it's not going to be changed. Okay, but what here I want to explain, yes, you do have to make the pointers. This is what I have even made for my students when I was teaching history to them. But when you people are going to make the notes, it has to be more crispy, because your notes are the gateways which you are going to have multiple readings on it. So it should be very interesting. Now what I want to tell, okay, after understanding this, you should be knowing about Hunter Commission, you should be knowing about withdrawal of this, you should be knowing about Chori Chora incident, everything with respect to this you should be knowing. Okay, now I would say this is a superficial history which each of us are doing. Now what you people have to do, think out of the box. So here what have I brought to all of you, I have set some questions. Okay, so here I have made a question. If you people can read, let me just read for you. I have made a question here so that you people can just think on it. Consider the following statements. Subhash Chandra Bose supported the non-cooperation movement but criticized its sudden suspension. Bose believed that mass struggle should continue even if incidents of violence occurred, as violence was inevitable in a colonial context. And then you would be looking for the answers. So if you would see the notes which I have given to my students at that point of time, I have not actually mentioned all these details, right? So I have got all the points, but yes, when I was teaching, I was transforming my aspirants into critical thinking beings. You need to ask the questions, then you need to see what is not even there in your history books. You need to think on your own. So you should be knowing what Subhash Chandra Bose was doing. Okay, so this is what you should ask the questions, right? With non-cooperation movement. Then here, so answer is C, both 1 and D. So both participated actively, later openly called the withdrawal of the movement a historic mistake. Then all this point. Now another question which I have brought is with respect to World War One. Okay? So which one of the following best captures a historically accurate and subtle link between World War One and the non-cooperation movement? Okay, so here World War One brought mass recruitment, economic strain, unkept reform promises, and post-war repression, culminating in public anger that fed directly into mass non-cooperation by 1920. The non-cooperation movement emerged only from Gandhi's personal ideology. So here is the point. With no influence from wartime condition, World War One made India economically prosperous, okay, reducing popular grievances and making non-cooperation unnecessary, isolated Indian political demand from global developments, delaying organized mass mobilization until after 1930. You should be knowing the correct answer. Now, the only point which I wanted to explain by teaching history today, that even history is not dead. History is reflective. It is actually telling what is happening today. You cannot understand history without putting sociology into it, without understanding in a critical dimension. So when you start learning to push your boundaries, you are going to have your original ideas. Thank you.